Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So a couple of things I need to talk about, but I'll talk about the first thing first. Yep, there's that. Of course, she's still here. And here. This is what I wanted to talk about that I thought was pretty interesting, is how I didn't say this in the last video. Actually, let me go and do that now while I'm on the topic, because that way I won't forget. I won't forget this because I'm looking straight at it. But in the last video, I forgot about this, and I didn't remember it until several hours later. Partially because, like I said, I was taking care of Lady, and she was the priority, especially with the upcoming surgery and all that stuff. So I definitely did not think about this. But I meant to give that person, the unknown subscriber, their recognition like I promised them that I would. But the problem with that is that when I went back to my email to try to find where it mentioned they subbed to me, I couldn't find it. So I'm sorry about that. That's also why I'm glad I decided to stop doing that as often as I was in the past, because I obviously want, while I'm talking, I might as well do this so that way, yeah. I obviously want to give them the proper recognition, since I don't ask for them to subscribe to me. I know some of the popular YouTubers do that, but that's mostly because A, they're popular anyway, B, their videos are infinitely better than mine, and C, some of them do it for a job, so they actually kind of need it. I really don't, so that's why I'm 10 times as grateful as they would be, since I don't need it and I don't ask, but then they sub to me anyway, so that means a lot, so I try to make it up to them. So I apologize, whoever you were, for subbing to me. They might have been one of the people who unsubbed, I don't know, but I still feel bad about it. So moving on, the global festival thing here, the reason I think this is interesting is because, for those of you who've been playing it or watching other people do it, you notice right here it says work together with players of the Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross to reach a goal of 500 trillion lux. I imagine very easily we'll be able to do that, but the thing I find interesting about this, okay, now that I've made my point, the thing I found interesting about that is how before, in the first two phases, we were against the Japanese version. Now, I don't remember what it was exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to be getting a prize for those two events, or at least I thought we were. I might be wrong about that because we're now working together, apparently. I might be wrong, but I thought we were supposed to get a reward, so we'll see. Also, this is a new Union Cross right here. Apparently the frog hats are a very big deal. A lot of people are excited about that. I really don't care. But they seem to. That's why my character doesn't wear hats. I haven't really found any that wow me. But what does interest me is these new Heartless, and I do regret not doing this. But there was a Final Fantasy event. I'm not going to spoil what it was in case it ever comes back, but there was a Final Fantasy event that I regret not doing. The only reason I didn't do it was because, one, busy, and two, I really wasn't in a YouTube mood because of everything else that was going on at the time. So, to not make the same mistake twice, I'm going to go ahead and play this to see what these Heartless are like. Besides frog themed, of course. But yeah, oh cool, it's raining. I'm already invested. I just wanted to see if there'd be a little, wait a minute. Okay, I was about to say, because last time, in the last Union Cross, the little egg Heartless was there. Oh geez, what are they losing to? Oh, okay. I think I see where this is going. Got him. I'm not going to get this person, unfortunately. Not without help. Ah, doesn't look like it. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, cool. They still remained. That was close. I kind of forgot what I was saying now. Oh, right. Sorry, repeating myself. But yeah, I think we're supposed to get a reward. Or I thought we were, because I thought we were going to be going against them the entire time. But apparently, that's not the case. Or again, I could be wrong. We don't know yet. The event's not over. But the reason I find that interesting is because when we were going against them, it was global versus Japan. Everyone, except me, because I'm always the one man out, aren't I? But everyone believed we were going to lose to Japan because they had such a huge advantage with all the powerful metals and their Mickey and B's and all that stuff. I didn't pay that no never mind because I figured because we are the underdogs, we will be able to do it, and we were. However, once we did the global event the first time, and this could be on me because I honestly don't remember if it said there'd be a part one, if it said like global event part one, it might have. But in the event that it didn't, or just my ineptitude, um, I thought we were done after the first round. I didn't think there'd be any more, so I was kind of surprised when I saw. I was kind of surprised when I saw another round was coming. What else was I saying? Oh yeah. Also, I actually was on Twitter, I believe yesterday, and much to my surprise, delightful surprise, mind you, people actually weren't rage quitting this time, and I'm happy about that because I know they're not doing us as how can I phrase this? They're not treating us equally as the Japan version. That's a argument a lot of people like to make there. And I agree, but I don't let that stop me because again, they're not giving them credit where it's due. For example, just imagine with me if they weren't going. Hold on, sorry, I'm distracted. If you've been here since the very beginning, like since the day the game dropped for the global version, or you were close to the beginning, like I believe Eternia was. I don't know if she was there from day one, but I know for a fact she was definitely close to that. Or like me, you joined not necessarily near the beginning, but sometime after that, to the point where you still saw some of the greater changes come along. And I'm sorry, I just wanted to see if I could take this thing down. The next match, I'll actually try to see what the Ribbit Toad is like. Um, but yeah, so imagine if you were there for that long, and every single time, they messed up with anything, and they gave you nothing. Unlike now, where it's like, oh, we released the wrong banner, so here's some jewels, or oh, we had to do emergency maintenance, so here's a Mickey and B. You know, they'll do things like that. Imagine if they never did it on top of the unyoking of the global and Japanese version. Now, if that was the case, then yes, I could totally understand more so why people would begrudge what Cena has done. And then, of course, there was the releasing the Kyrie EX seemingly out of the blue. That I think, if anything, that's another reason why people quit. But like I was saying, when I was on the Twitter, I didn't see anyone mention anything about quitting. Okay, good, they got Jax. I didn't see anyone mention anything about quitting, so that was a relief. So that was a relief. Um, I did see actually one Kingdom Hearts 2 Kyrie EX Plus meme. I thought it was pretty funny. Not LOL funny, not even make you chuckle funny, but just funny enough to make you smile because the meme itself has been used so many times on different things, but it was still funny enough to where it worked, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so only one meme so far, but there could be a dozen out by now. But like I said, more importantly, no one rage quit. I even joked I even joked about it with my party where I said something to the effect, and this was the same day, just a couple of minutes after the Kyrie EX Plus dropped. Uh, I said something to the effect of, let the rage quitting over the new Kyrie begin. The party got good laughs out of that. Some of them even agreed with me, but of course I was just joking. I was actually hoping no one would do that. I was just making a parallel to how that's what happened with the original Kyrie EX. I keep forgetting they're not really the same thing, but they're close enough. Uh, Let me go back to revisit that point. I apologize if when I said it was a stupid reason offended people, because the thing about me is I'm a very blunt person. I don't sugarcoat too many things. So if I feel something is stupid or illogical or should not be done just because you're an emotional upset, then I'll let you know. But the thing about that is, like I said, it wasn't just like, oh, they're so stupid. That's another thing I didn't do. I didn't say they were stupid. I said they're doing that was. But anyway, I didn't say, oh, they were so stupid for dropping out of the game over freaking metal and blah 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 blah, or I don't understand why they would do that. It didn't make any sense. I never said anything like that. I said what they did I felt was stupid, and I explained why it was stupid because lo and behold, the exact reason why I said why it was stupid happened when they made her more readily available. That's why I said it was stupid. There's no reason. If you're going to quit over anything, I can imagine it's the unequaling yoke of the global and Japanese version. That much I can somewhat understand, but to quit over a medal that, in all honesty, you should see from a million miles away, they're going to make more readily available considering everything that has happened up until that point. That's just what I'm saying here. They got so emotionally upset they didn't think about it first. They just reacted. So that's why I said what I said. But yeah, sorry if that offended anyone. I'll try to be more careful in the future. But that's just how I talk. I'm a blunt person. Anyone who's close to me will tell you the same thing. I think I'm going to do one more of these and then I'll turn in. I was just curious on what they'll be like. I'm curious also if, since this is no longer the since this is no longer part of the global event, I wonder if, oops, there you are. I wonder if the raid boss, super boss, is going to be an actual super boss, or I didn't mean to do that, or if they're going to do this again. I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it because it feels like since it's not part of the global event anymore, it shouldn't. But again, I haven't seen it yet, so it is possible I'm wrong. But yeah, after this one, I'll go ahead and stop, and then I'll try the raid boss, which I can fight. I actually helped one of my party members take it down. Unfortunately, it didn't count because I wasn't able to take it down fast enough. But I was able to hold my own against it, so I'm eager to fight it when I get the chance. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about once I get there, because it's going to take me a minute to bring it down, but I'll try. I'll try to think of something. Also, does anyone else feel like these Heartless kind of resemble Pokemon? Like the little ones kind of remind you of Poliwag, and this thing reminds me of Toxicroak. Anyone else feeling that way? Alright, there we go. Yep, I still do that. Oops. I just want to tap this because sometimes it feels like if I don't do that, then I don't get it. I know that's not true, but it's just more of a placebo effect. Anyway, I also want you to take note of the jewels I have, and I clicked on that on purpose. Another reason why I can understand why you would quit the game would be if you were, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, play to win, where, say for example, you would just buy the very jewel box E right here, and you know, then after doing all that, and you're like, well, I'm still spending all of this money, and the Japanese version is still getting, you know, the favorite son treatment here, and the, you know, just, I can't even really think of things to complain about because I'm just so mellow about it, but you all hopefully get where I'm trying to come from here. If you were doing things like buying that, and then you looked at how the Japanese version is still getting better treatment than the global version, and how if they getting Mickey and B's, we're getting Chippendales. If they're getting brand new medals, we're just getting spirit pet parts. You know, if you're gonna do that, then I can see why you might quit over that. But as far as quitting over a medal, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna beat that into your head anymore. I already made that point. But yeah, let me go ahead and try the boss here. Like I said, I know I can hold my own against them. It's just I don't know how long it's going to for me to beat them from full HP to 0. Provided I can summon them with this kill, because I know there are some where either I'll have to run it multiple times to bring them out, or for some reason it's in a level-esque kind of thing, like there's a level 1, a level 2, and level 3, and they're most likely to drop from the level 3, so it's one of those. Okay, yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Alright, well, that's no big deal. Just bear with me, by the way. I'm going to be quiet here for a little bit because I want to save as much topic as I can for the actual boss herself. So I'll let you enjoy your Ethanra break for the next couple of minutes. I knew that was going to happen too. As soon as I stopped talking, I was like, "What now? Watch her show up," because it's me. So of course she'll show up right then. But okay, well, that's fine. That just means this video won't be as long as I thought it was going to be. Or at least I'm going to try to not make it be that long. Nah, I was just seeing if there might have been any better speed metal to use, and it doesn't look like that's the case. This party is also pretty great. They're friendly, very active, and when we put our mind to it, we can get really, really high on the best party list. So they're good people. Okay, let's see where to start. All right. Well, I guess to go back to say how I do appreciate every single sub I get, especially since I don't ask for it. That's because I do YouTube for fun. I know it's fallen from grace quite a bit since its inception, which is unfortunate. to me, because YouTube was always such a close part of my childhood. Like I said, I always loved watching mostly uh, playthroughs on the games back when I was younger. Before Let's Plays really took off, I would watch things like that. And as long as I've known YouTube, the only time I really, and that's to be expected, she shouldn't drop me again. But when I really wanted to start being a YouTuber, like I believe I've talked about already, was when I played Kingdom Hearts for the very first time. Before it became a greatest hit, I wanted to play that game. Because like I said, just for the sake of conversation, I'll repeat myself. It was the second PlayStation game I ever had. The very first was Jak and Daxter. I have no idea how I got that game. Like, I don't remember if it... Because that's the amazing thing about my time as a child when I had the PlayStation 2, because it felt like the thing just appeared. Like it was just magic, because I honestly don't know how I got it. I don't know if my parents just bought it for me one day, or if I got it for Christmas or a birthday present or what. I just know I had a PlayStation 1, and then next thing I know, I got a PlayStation 2 and Jak and Daxter. So however it happened, it happened. But I had gotten Kingdom Hearts eventually, before it was the greatest hit, and I loved that game. It immediately hooked me. I mean, I didn't care too much for Sora's default appearance because I thought he looked kind of goofy, which is hilarious considering Goofy is an actual teammate, but I digress. Compared to how Riku looked, Kairi even, Sora stood out like a sore thumb. So I'm glad they they fixed his appearance. As a matter of fact, I would make the argument that his best appearance might be his limit form from Kingdom Hearts 2, because it's an amazing callback to Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's like 10 times cooler because it looks better in every possible way, and I love how it has the crown designs on it, because we notice they all have some kind of design on them. Unfortunately, I don't remember, because it's been, oh man, it's been months since I've touched Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. It's been years since I touched Kingdom Hearts 2. It's been months since I played Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. But they all have some kind of design on them. Like, I think Wisdom Form has blue flames on it. Like I said, I don't remember all that well. I just remember Limit Form stood out to me because it was so new. That was not in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. But yeah, his Limit Form has crown designs on it, and I think that's a great touch because, as you can see right there, Sora has always worn his crown necklace, so it makes sense. It's like that's his form. If there was any form that was legit Sora's, it would be that. So I really like that about his limit form in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. But yeah, that's what I was referring to his original Kingdom Hearts 1 appearance versus his Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix limit form appearance. I also love the fact that I guess the creators finally caught on to, you know what, we probably gave this, in the beginning, 14-year-old boy feet that were a bit too big. Like, maybe even if it's not his actual feet, his shoes have no reason being as big as his torso. So I love how they kind of nerfed Sora's shoes to where they look like actual normal human-sized shoes now. I find that very, very funny. If I was the meme kind of person, I would make one about that. But yeah, if you compare his... as a matter of fact, you can see it in this game, as a matter of fact. If you compare his Kingdom Hearts outfit to his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit to his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, you'll see his shoes start to get smaller and smaller, more, again, human-like. So that's pretty funny. Let's see, what else? Also, I plan to start making live streams for Final Fantasy 14. I don't know when I'll do it, but I plan to. And of course, now this I have not forgotten. It's just I've been trying to find the time for it because I'm studying and stuff right now. And I'm trying to get everything together to do it in one go, because I would like to be able to beat it this time, because if there's one thing I hate to do to people, aside from letting them down, is to waste their time. What's the point of me going back to, and this is what I'm talking about, by the way, this is what I plan to do, going back to Final Fantasy 15, doing the 8th Super Dungeon go through the entire thing. Let's say it takes me like 4 hours just attempting it, and I still don't do it. What did I accomplish? Nothing. I just wasted everyone's time. So that's why I'm trying to get everything as close to perfect as I can. Like, I'm trying to get a lot of food. That one is definitely on me. I might have been able to do it if I've gotten enough food together, but I didn't. So that definitely cost me the run. So I'm stocking up on food stuff. Uh, and I think that's not even the final dungeon. I think it's next to last. So that means the other one's gonna be even harder than this. So yeah, I do plan to finish that. I'm just trying to find the time for it, and I want to make sure everything is as close to perfect as it can be. Plus, I haven't touched that game in a good long while, so I'll have to warm up to all the mechanics and all that stuff all over again. I still remember how difficult the Iron Giant room was, so I'm looking forward to doing that again. One of the things I do have a problem with, though, is how actually I think I do know one thing I plan to do. I'm probably gonna have to hop onto the game like today to do it just so I don't forget. But I'm going to try to unlock the first aid ability for all of them. And I know in general first aid is considered useless because the potions, but the thing about that is the dungeons, the last few super dungeons specifically say no items allowed, no potions, no remedies, no phoenix downs, no items whatsoever. First aid, despite the name, is not an item, it's a skill. So if I can give them the first aid ability and they can actually heal each other, and more importantly me, with that ability, then that might be what actually helps me make it through the run. Of course, I'm not going to be careless and just allow myself to be wailed on, be like, well, what do I care? They got first aid. No, I'm still going to play as carefully as I can, but that's definitely something I'm going to try and hope that it works. Because again, if that first aid heals me at all, as in it gives me health back, not just refills the HP that I'm missing. I mean, it actually heals me. That could be the saving grace of doing those super dungeons, because having no items at all means you have to be essentially perfect. And if I'm wearing the black hood that allows me to dodge things automatically, most things anyway, and I still get hit, or if I get caught in some kind of wonky combination to where no matter what happens, I'm going to get hit like a lot that was going on with the Iron Giant room, then I don't even know what to say about that. I pretty much had to spam Armiger and hope for the best, and that just barely worked. So I'm going to try that before I forget. I'm going to try to unlock the first aid ability for all of them and see if that gets me anywhere once I do attempt the dungeon. First, I got to unlock it. Then I'm going to continue stocking up on food. Then, eventually, I'll live stream it again to attempt that dungeon. What else was there? Oh yes, going back to Final Fantasy XIV. I am looking forward to doing that again. Just throw that in there. I am looking forward to streaming that. The only thing is, with Final Fantasy 15 and with this, you don't really have to worry about people being, well, people. What I mean is the ignorance of people. For example, since we have time, those of you who like know me or know what I'm talking about can hopefully relate to this. But I was playing Final Fantasy 14 about 2 days ago, and I was helping this random party with Sephiroth EX. Like, I don't remember if they needed, I think they're going for a Wondrous Tale. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically like a little mission that you get in the game, and if you complete it in your book, there's a chance that it'll help you unlock rewards later. So I think it was a Wondrous Tale or a clear. I don't remember. All I know is, no, I do now. I do. It was a Wondrous Tale. It's just there were some people there who had not cleared it. So there was that. It was also unsynced. The mission itself was, I believe, level 60. Unsynced means you can go in at any level, or at least if you're level 70 and you want to unsync a level 60, you can go into that as your level 70. So it was unsynced, Wondrous Tale, Sephiroth. EX, right? So I go in there and I'm explaining the rules. Like every time we wipe, I call out, look, this is what wiped us. The most common thing was the uh, force of magic and force against magic and force against might. That mechanic was wiping us pretty much consistently because they wouldn't understand what I was saying. Either they wouldn't get the towers, so I'd be like, look, if you see other people are in the towers, if you have the might debuff and you see 2 people in the towers, or let's say, because it's a group of 8 people, so 4 people get magic, 4 people get might. If you see 3 people with might in the right tower and no one in the left, don't just run to the right tower. You need to get the left. So I was explaining it like that. You need to divide the towers. So eventually they got that down. So of course we got to go with the next hurdle. Arguably the more difficult mechanic, the magic mechanic, force against magic. So with that one, of course, they didn't get the tethers, so that eventually got us killed, so I had to go and explain that. And I explained to them, and eventually I just explained like the entire thing because we just kept wiping to every new thing that came up. It didn't seem like, I don't know, man. It was like the entire party was new, even though they clearly weren't. It was only like 1 or 2 people. But anyway, I explained to them with the mechanic, you need to run up to Sephiroth's chest as the towers are going off. If you have might or force against magic, don't worry about the towers. Stay away from them, as a matter of fact. Run up to Sephiroth's chest, because I think another thing that happened was they would wait until the tethers appear, so that would, of course, waste time. When the towers appear and you have magic, run up to Sephiroth's chest and run around in circles around a tether until you get your own tether. Some of them didn't do that. They just went up to the chest and just attacked Sephiroth, so they didn't get the tether, so someone died, and then eventually that led to us wiping, because the person who died would have had might, which would mean they had to get a tower. They couldn't get a tower if they was dead. Being dead, Sephiroth would attack the tower, and it would explode, killing us. So it just started to run my patience, and keep in mind, we were doing this for like 45 minutes, and the farthest we got was the fist slams when he grows gargantuan and slams his fist into the ground. That's as far as we got. But the reason why we couldn't get past that is because people would be dead, so we didn't have the DPS to finish them off. So that got real annoying, but I wasn't, and this is what I want to make very clear, because I'm curious if any of you care to comment about it. I'm very curious on what you all think, to see if I was in the right or if I was in the wrong. And keep in mind, I don't, being blunt as I am, you all should know that I don't just mix and match the truth to make myself sound better. I will just say it like it is. So I'm going to tell you everything, and you let me know if I was in the wrong. We were doing this for about 45 minutes, and I was explaining every mechanic, every single mechanic that needed to be known. I explained it. I went even so far as, because the magic mechanic was still wiping us, I was like, okay, look, if Sephiroth marks me with force, or with, no, I said it right. If Sephiroth marks me with force against magic, I'm going to mark myself. I put like the cross thing, the cross marker above myself, I think. I said, if I get the force against magic debuff, I'm going to mark myself. Those of you who get the same debuff as me, follow me. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And doing what I said, and as well as marking myself so they'll know exactly what to do, run up to Sephiroth, during the towers, run around in circles, all that good stuff. Guess what? They didn't wipe. They did the mechanic right for once. Yeah, go figure. So then, of course, after that, though, they had to get the towers. The people who, because another thing is, there's these magic AoEs that go off, and if they touch it as a force against might debuffed person, it will kill them pretty much instantly. So they would have to move to not be hit by those, but by moving, it puts them away from the towers. And keep in mind, here's another thing that contributed to the confusion in the party. We didn't go with a matched party. We only had 1 tank, 1 healer, the rest were DPS. So you can imagine how that could have thrown things off a little bit. But yeah, so after the magic tethers part and the magic AoEs disappeared, they took too long to get to the towers because for whatever reason, they didn't think to sprint. So that caused us to wipe. And I was like, look, guys, every single person has to do their mechanic. Every single one has to do it. Otherwise, we're going to die. That's the thing that makes Sephiroth EX so dangerous. That's what makes him still so dangerous, if you're in a party like mine anyway, is that if a single person that has a critical job dies, everyone else is going to eventually die. It seems to happen without fail. It's literally a domino effect. So with that in mind, I told them to sprint at first, and they didn't do it. So then when it happened again, I was like, okay, guys, I said sprint. They didn't sprint. So, of course, they got us killed again. So I'm like, guys, I said sprint. And for whatever reason, and let me go and say this, by the way, this Bard, who was one of the people who failed a critical mechanic, by the way, and I did not give him crap about it several wipes ago, is going to have the audacity to call me out and said to stop talking to them like little children. How is telling them how to do the mechanic talking to them like they're 5? How is it when I tell them to do exactly what to do? Not in a bossy kind of way either, because I was patient the entire time. That's something he didn't seem to understand. I was being patient the entire time. I didn't curse. I didn't swear. I didn't even use exclamation points. I didn't do anything like that. So it wasn't like I was, rage, I didn't do anything like that. Why are you guys so stupid? All I had to do, I didn't do anything like that. It was as simple as I've been telling you the entire time, as calm and largely indifferent as I've been the entire time. The only thing that really got my patience was I'm telling you how to do the mechanic, and if I tell you to do it exactly as I describe, we're just fine. We don't wipe. But then when you don't do it and we wipe, what's your excuse? No one said they were lagging. No one said they were distracted. It's just they didn't do it. So that's what got on my nerves. Was I'm telling you as politely and respectfully as I can how to do this mechanic. And then when you do it, I get results, right? So then obviously I'm going to have to say something to get your attention, because apparently you weren't paying attention. When I said sprint, sprint. Because if you don't sprint, you don't make it. And if you don't make it, we all die. So we have to do this crap all over again. I didn't say that, but that's the point I was trying to make when I told them I said sprint. That's all I said too. Wasn't even, again, didn't swear, didn't curse, no exclamation point, nothing like that. Just, I said sprint. And then the arc, or the Bard, I've said arc because I was thinking archer. The Bard wanted to give me crap for that. So then him and I had a little dialogue about who was in the right and who was in the wrong. 2 people there, the tank and I believe 1 random DPS, were actually on my side. They was like, because he was like, you don't need to talk to us like this. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay, so you rather I just rage quit and left at the beginning of the first wipe instead of staying here the entire time trying to help you all out. I've been patient the entire time. I've been patient. Don't act like I've been cursing and swearing this entire run. And he was like, no, I didn't say do that, but you need to be more patient. Like, it's like, dude, I can't be any more patient. I've been patient for the past 45 minutes. This is something else I didn't say. If I really wanted to be that guy, and if I'd been thinking, I should have brought this up. But it's like, this is a Wondrous Tales party. I already told you earlier what that is. This was not a clear party. This was not a learning party. So by default, everyone should already know what to do. They didn't. So I took the time out of my day to help them out. And get this, I didn't even need the Wondrous Tale. I don't think I did anyway. I just wanted to help. So I was like, all right, I'm going to help them out, because actually, yes, that's exactly what it was, because I joined in the off chance that there's this little thing called Sephiroth Sap that drops. So I was like, who knows, maybe I'll get some of that. So I stayed. Nice, finish. So I stayed to help them out as well as hopefully get that drop. That's why I joined. It wasn't for the bird, it was for that sap. If the bird did drop, I would have just passed on it anyway. Cool. But yeah, so I just joined just to help them out, and as well as to maybe get the sap, because it's not a guaranteed drop anyway. So it's not like, oh, I'll just join in here, say nothing, and hope for the thing to drop no matter how many times we wipe. No, I actually put in the effort to try to make it work. But that guy didn't see it that way. He wanted me to be infinitely patient in a group that should, by all means, already have known what to do. But they didn't. So we ended up dismantling the party after that, because he didn't see things my way, and I was not about to compromise with someone who thinks that illogically. So unfortunately, we had to disband the party. I'm hoping they did eventually get it done. But what do you guys think? Was I not patient enough to where, again, I didn't lose my temper? We've been there for about 45 minutes. The time limit was about to run out, whatever it was. I say 45 minutes just because it felt like it was that long. It could have been longer. All I know is the time limit was about to run out. And again, I was patient the entire time. No cursing, no swearing, no belittling them for missing mistakes. And again, the bard himself screwed up earlier at a critical junction that caused a wipe, and I did not call him out on it. So that's why I find it interesting that he's going to go and call me out. So there's that. But yeah, if you care to respond, what do you think? Was I not patient enough? But that's enough for now. I just needed something to help go through all of that because you see how long that fight was. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.